Welcome to Daddyhood. We are at the Babylist Showroom in Beverly Hills, and this episode is brought to you by Babylist and the Honest Company. And I think I could remember this being in this building and it finally hitting me of, okay, you're about to be a parent.
Yeah.
What was the first thing that sort of made you feel like, oh, shit's getting real?
Well, they have this very fun thing, right? When you walk in off the street and they're in the heart of Beverly Hills. So it's a beautiful place and, you know, in a really chic neighborhood, and you walk in and it's just like, there are all of these products. But the first thing you see is like a dozen gumball machines that you just turn and a little thing pops out and it has baby names in it.
Yeah.
So that's pretty fun. And then I remember doing that and thinking like, oh yeah, we have to name this baby.
Yeah. Well,
but they have them separated into like Disney and
a
bunch of other categories.
Yeah. But we did not get Bishop from the gumball machine.
No, we did not. Yeah.
What was there any other moments leading up to Bishop's birth that you were like, okay, I'm about to be a dad?
Yeah. I mean, obviously every time we went to the checkups and like an ultrasound or sonogram, that's like crazy. Like when you actually, and then there was the first time that we saw him move while the ultrasound was happening, and it was like, oh my God. Yeah. And then you're like, yeah, there's really somebody in there who, you know, we're gonna be taking care of soon.
I know. I think it was like the Ergo baby one to my chest. I was like, oh, okay.
When you were here?
When I was here. I was like, I'm gonna have to learn how to do this. This is gonna be my best friend.
Yeah, it was cool because they have a lot of people who work here who are like, I think they call them like gear pros, and they're like experts in all of the different products. So you can look at 10 strollers and they'll tell you like this one's better for this or this one's better for that. And that was another fun part of it where there's AstroTurf, there's cobblestone, there's a bridge, there's wood, there's asphalt, and you could push the stroller on all the different surfaces to see.
Yep.
So that was cool. I mean, it was overwhelming. It's like, oh my God, we have to have one of all of these for our baby.
Yeah.
But then they're like, it's all good. Like, here are the best couple. Here's, you know.
Yeah, it sort of puts you to ease, like put us right at ease. And also I think something that like seems obvious to most people, but like us being two dads, our registry is built much different than,
no breast pumps.
Yeah, we had to add certain things to our registry that maybe other people didn't. So I think that's important just to say like that this episode, we're going to be covering obviously the registry favorites of ours. We're going to be making some suggestions for those of you maybe who are listening that don't have kids. If you're going to a baby shower, if your friends are getting pregnant, what are some cool gifts that we got that was maybe not on our registry? And then also just talking about what products we used more than others, what products we didn't use at all. If we were building our new Babylist registry right now, what changes we would make.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be more of a product heavy episode, but I think it's going to be useful for a lot of people because I know listening to our friends talk about like, oh yeah, you need 10 of those or you need 2 of these. Like,
right.
It was just so helpful for us.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people, even if you're not getting ready to have a baby or something, but you know, if you're, like you said, going to a baby shower, I always remember trying to figure out like, what am I supposed to bring? Like, what are they actually going to need?
And I remember using certain products and thinking to myself, oh, you know, this person got this for us. This is like,
for sure.
So you sort of hold on to that of like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for them sending these because I didn't think I was going to use this as much as I am. Wow, what a thoughtful gift.
Yeah. I mean, so should we dive into what was most useful?
Yeah.
Okay.
What was your MVP?
Well,
let's do a 2-part. So what was your MVP of something we added and picked out for a registry? And then what was sort of like the go-to gift that you loved the most?
I would say that the Baby Brezzo bottle washer was my thing that was my favorite. Like, because the couple of times we had to travel without it, with just like a brush and soap and hot water, like it's so crazy how like I would spend 5 minutes washing a bottle and it still looked a little like dingy. Or like it would smell weird when it dried. And this thing, I mean, it's like having a mini dishwasher and for your baby.
And yeah, I mean, we added 2, one for upstairs and one for downstairs.
Yeah, that was the game changer.
Yep.
That we got. And then what somebody else got for us, I tend to think more of the things that really stood out to me were the personalized things. Yeah. So like our friends Joey and Juliana gave us the trunk from Petite Keep, I think it's called. That had his name engraved and his birthday. Our friend Katie gave us this really beautiful book that was meant to like glue or paste photos in.
Yeah.
And I think in this age of digital, It's so nice to have something physical sitting. So like that's sitting in our front, like one of our front rooms of our house. And I open it a lot, and it's all filled with Polaroids from the hospital from when he was born, with all of our loved ones there who got to meet him. That's sort of like the analog version, but then there's also the Aura frame, which I think Babylist carries, which is super cool. It's like plugs into your wall, and it's an app on your phone. And so even when we were in Italy recently on vacation, some of my favorite photos of Bishop I plugged in through that app so that when we got home, they'd be
already going.
Yeah, and it's a great gift for grandparents or godparents. I really liked that one. Yeah,
I think for me, I think we used, and the MVP was the Boppy pillow, as somebody who had the shoulder issues.
The
nursing pillow. And we only used it for 6 months, but we used the heck out of it.
And it was like the least expensive thing. It's like 20 or 30 or $40.
I know. And it was sort of my go-to.
Yeah. That was really helpful, because then your arm doesn't get tired from holding the baby up, because you're trying to make them comfortable, and then your shoulders freeze.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can just kind of chill. That was great.
And then I'm not just saying this because the episode is sponsored by the Honest Company, but your friends sent... I mean, obviously it's her company, but she sent the most thoughtful package. And the reason why I say that is because it was every age range, and we didn't really think of that. We bought a ton of newborn and 1 to 6, and then all of a sudden we have a 6-month-old, and we don't have time. Like we didn't plan accordingly, but she sent us all the way through 1 year old. It was very sweet.
And I remember at the time thinking like, oh my, this is insane. Our baby will never be this big.
Yeah.
Why? Like, you could fit 3 of them in here, and and you see your baby every day, so you don't notice them growing.
Yeah.
And now he's in all of it.
I know.
Because he's turning 1 next week. So, and then I would say on our trip that we recently went on, one of the things that we struggled with, you're trying to like not pack everything in your house, but your baby kind of needs all the stuff you use every day.
Right.
So it's like, how can we make some like adjustments here? So like we've got this little case for our baby monitor, our Nanit, but Honest makes travel size baby shampoo and body wash and lotion. It goes in a little zip up pouch, and we brought that with us, and that was cool because we could leave the full size stuff at home that would leak and just be annoying and heavy and take up space. So that was a fave too.
So I'm gonna flip the question now.
Okay.
What was one thing that we did not use that we had on our registry?
The foldable newborn bathtub that's supposed to go in like your kitchen sink and is like looks like it's gonna be really nifty and easy to use. Just felt pretty flimsy, and like I was constantly worried that like it would break apart because I think it closes with magnets.
Yeah.
And then like the baby is like suddenly in your sink. I don't think we ever used it. We just gave him a bath in his little. We put a little bathtub in our bathtub.
Yeah,
for
we took baths with him. It was
but like really for the first 5 or 6 months, he was just in that little insert.
I know. Yeah, I think that's a good one. I think I would probably stay with that. I don't know. I can't really think off the top of my head if there was anything else that we didn't use. But I think the one thing that I notice is the waste.
Yeah.
And how you have to have certain products for certain phases, but then he'll grow out, and then all of a sudden there's no use for it.
Well, yeah, we used the Docatot a lot. Remember that? Like, I feel like it hasn't even been a year, but we forget. That was the thing where like if you're carrying your baby or feeding him or burping him, and like the doorbell rings because you got takeout or a UPS delivery.
Yeah.
Rather than putting them on like the floor, you could set them in that where they couldn't roll
when they were swaddled.
When they were little, yeah. So that was something we used a lot. But yeah, we also are lucky that in our lives we have a few people that we know who have kids right around Bishop's age or a few months younger.
Yeah.
So that has felt really good and like not as wasteful, that we could give some stuff, to people who could still use it.
I feel like one thing that was valuable for us is we had friends of ours that sent us their registry. And so we sort of like pulled it up next to ours as we were building ours. And I know we've done that sort of in return too. So I think for people listening out there, don't be afraid to ask your friends or people who have children. I would say this within the last year.
Yeah.
Because if it's
registry
past a
and
year,
birth plan.
Registry and birth plan, we can get into that too. But within a year, there's all new products.
Yeah, or there's updates and the links don't work, and like the Duna, which is the really cool car seat that turns into a stroller. is great for travel. And like, we got it and then like realized there was a new version out that's like so sick.
Yeah.
More durable and everything. But it all moves really fast. And that's why Babylist is great, because even if you don't live near their showroom, you can go to their website.
Yeah.
And I signed up for their emails, and it's like every week. I think it's every week, maybe a couple times a month, you get like must-haves for feeding, for diapering, for play, for bath time. So that was cool. And then somebody gifted us the Love Every subscription. So like every month or two.
I was just gonna talk about sort of like the educational gifts, and I think it might not seem like educational, but goes on to another sort of thing, but I was always so confused when people said, oh, I have a 15-month-old, I have a 28-month-old.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so you have a 1-year-old that's 6 months. Like what? Like what are we doing here? But when then you realize that the milestones are in months, it makes so much more sense. And the Love Every subscription was cool because every month there's like a new thing of saying like, your baby now can understand this, so here's why they need to be playing with this. And it helps us because as the parents, you're their first teachers.
And also it was really cute when he just started doing tummy time when he was really little and like trying to build up his neck strength. We had the crab thing. Yeah. That like sidewinds back and forth across the room, and he would just like go like that. It was so cute. And we still have it, and now he like picks it up and throws it.
That poor crab has been through hell. I'm surprised it has all of its legs still, because he just winds that thing up. Since you're the nighttime parent, what was one thing that you thought was like a lifesaver at night?
I don't understand how people parented before a real baby monitor. That could, even my friends who have kids who are 8 and 9 years old, 7 years old, they didn't have, like the app. Yeah. Like they had a baby monitor and there was like a screen that they could take into the living room if they could like watch TV, but you couldn't leave the house. Yeah. And look at your baby monitor. You call the babysitter or someone or whoever was watching your kid and say, how's he doing? But now you get push notifications. Like we are in another country. Yeah. And we can see how long has he been asleep. Has he moved? And you can like scroll through. It's so cool. And I think it just makes it a little bit like easier. It doesn't make me feel like I need to check it all the time. But if I wake up at 5 or 6 in the morning and he hasn't cried all night, I'm kind of like, I open the Nanit just to be like, okay, cool. He's good. Yeah. Or, if you're just downstairs and you couldn't hear him crying, there's like an alert that goes off if they're crying. So I couldn't really imagine the nighttime thing. I couldn't really imagine that without also infant Tylenol. That sort of saved us during teething. And like, we're not big people. We're not trying to like load our kid up with lots of medicines, but we texted our pediatrician and like, his gums hurt. You got to give him something. Yep. And then when he was a real newborn, remember we had to do Mylicon. Yeah. For gas which relief. Gets the gas bubbles out. So those were, I would say like my 3 big nighttime things. Yeah. I think early on, I liked the Baby Brezza formula maker because it helped. Because like when you wake up in the night or early morning and you're sort of out of it and you're trying to calculate scoops. Yeah. And you're like, okay, I just can't do this. Well, now he doesn't eat in the night anymore. Right. So that's why I didn't think of that. Yeah. Yeah. He sleeps all night. I was like back then. Yeah. And then I love just like the Honest body wash. I love how it smells. Yeah. And I was always looking for stuff that didn't have a lot of like artificial fragrance and chemicals in it. And that one's really like gentle and, makes the baby smell good, but it's not like too perfumey and sort of like doesn't smell like artificial. Yeah. So that's fun for bath time. And I know in last episode, we were sort of talking about roles and responsibilities and like sort of how a lot of people in relationships and especially stereotypes have like the gender assigned roles. But for us, it's different. But I would say one thing you were really good at, much better than I was, is researching products and building. Obviously, our registry was I saw that firsthand, but you don't let anything on our son that is a hormone disruptor. Yeah. You're very conscious of just like what is in it as far as oils go. Can you just talk? I just want to like talk a little bit about that right now and how people maybe if
if they don't have the means or the knowledge of like what that looks like,
Yeah.
is it, like, where did you have go-to sites? Like, what was some of like the strategies you used to like research products? And also, I think just talking about how maybe a simple swap or simple change, you could see the difference.
Yeah, I mean, I think, look, it's hard to understand even for ourselves, like what's healthy and what's not. I think the average guy uses 6 personal care products a day. The average woman uses 12 in the US. And for many people, like especially if you're buying like most people, supermarket brands like, you know, Old Spice and Neutrogena and Dove, those have a lot of chemicals in them that are endocrine disruptors, which means hormone disruptors. So it like affects the way your body produces and distributes hormones in your body. They have phthalates, and like the thing that makes your laundry smell good for several days after you've washed it. You know, if you have like that blue Tide detergent, those are phthalates and they stain your clothes and they're really bad for you. And so there are all kinds of things that are you know, Instagram and TikTok has all kinds of places and people who have sort of like carved out a niche for non-toxic products. But then there's the Environmental Working Group's website, EWG, that has the Skin Deep database, which I use a lot. And it just rates everything from sunscreen to shampoo to toothpaste. And so I look at that a lot. But they also have it for food. So I like that because for people, you know, who can't afford to spend a lot of money on food, it tells you, this is called the Dirty Dozen, like the 12 foods that have the most pesticides. So if you can concentrate there and getting organic, like, you know, berries, versus like the foods where it doesn't matter as much because they're not sprayed as much. So you've clearly opened a can of worms. I could talk for the rest of the episode about this, but I would say the biggest things are natural fibers are good for your baby. So like cotton, wool, linen, silk, things that are made either, you know, from animals or from plants. Polyester is something that is like a lot of baby pajamas, baby plushie toys and loveys. Polyester is plastic. And so when we know now that there are no babies born in the United States that don't have microplastics in their umbilical cord, we haven't been able to find one in years. So we have a lot of plastic in our lives. And so any way you can cut down on that, if you can get glass baby bottles, especially because we know when you heat plastic, it leaches more microplastics into stuff. And there's so little, you know, so just, I would say those are the 2 things that I focus on the most. You can really overwhelm yourself. And
by the way, we use the Tommy Tippy glass bottles and they're great.
Yeah.
The wide nipples and wide bottles.
And they're, whatever their like air relief valve system is, really worked for Bishop. He didn't get colicky or really have a lot of gas.
Yeah, we didn't have to deal with colic, which was incredible.
I know.
Knock on wood. Yeah.
But yeah, those, I think, you know, I could go for days, but simple whole foods when they start eating solids instead of like processed things, paying attention to formula and trying to make sure, you know, there's not like corn syrup in the formula, that the first ingredient is milk instead of, you know, something else. Those are all, I think, things that are pretty easy to look for.
So I think going from that to when now all of a sudden we have all of these things in our house and we have a 1-year-old's birthday coming up.
Yeah.
How has our perspectives of sort of needs and wants shifted since he's been here and since we sort of have now had to like bring new products into the house just to like live our lives with our son?
What do you mean needs and wants?
Like how have you, because I know like something that's really important to you is sustainability and like being conscious of like waste and I hear it from you all the time when PR packages come in, you roll your eyes. You're like, they sent that big of a box or that small of an item.
I know, I sound like a grandpa.
Well, no, it's just you care about our planet. And I think it's one of the most endearing things about you. I guess what I'm trying to ask is how can people and how can we even do a better job next time of like prioritizing needs and wants and also choosing like good products that are going to be healthy for
Well, first of all, I mean,
world.
the thing that broke my heart the most, I mean, I shouldn't say the most because I'm kind of kidding, but when I found out that the blue bin where you put all your recycling goes to the same place as your trash, and basically none of it gets recycled, that kind of broke my heart. And I don't know why, but I still sort it.
I know.
And I put all the cardboard. So I think that they do glass and maybe some of the cans, but like all the cardboard, and stuff, I think just goes right into the trash. So that's a bummer. But I think because, you know, when you become a parent, you need everything new, or if you had, you know, a cousin or a niece or somebody else who could let you have their stuff, that works.
Yeah.
But in our case, like, we had to buy a crib, and now we won't. You know, we can take it apart and store it, and baby number 2 can have the same crib. So I think that sort of takes care of a lot of the waste. We have, you know, every time Bishop grows out of a size, we make a pile of, you know, store for baby number 2, like something that's keepsakey, donate because it's gently used, or like trash because it's like has holes and stains all over it.
Yeah. Well, we can tell him we keep all of his keepsakes in that petite keep trunk.
Yeah.
It's really cute.
That's a good gift for
I know. I don't know if it's on Babylist's website.
Yeah, I don't know either.
It should be, but it was one of our favorite gifts.
It's definitely a pricier one, so it's like, you know, if it's probably, you know, for like a really close friend or family, it's a couple $100, but they're really beautiful.
I could see them. I mean, I could see Bishop keeping his forever.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those that's like really special.
Yeah. But what about you? So you've asked me a few things. I would say the thing that you do better than I do, I think, is like when there have been those harder, intense times, I get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good most of the time, but when the going gets tough, I'm like kind of have a freak out. Like if we're on an airplane and he's screaming, you're really good at that and I'm not. So how do you sort of like zero in on like what he needs at that moment?
I think I'm just good at like figuring out what needs to be done and just getting it done no matter what. And I know that sounds so simple to say, but I think there's a lot of people that overanalyze. I think that's something that like is really one of your pros, but it also is a con for you, is you overanalyze everything. Mm-hmm. So when there is something chaotic that's happening, your brain is like working overtime trying to solve, and like I'm just more of a doer. I'm like, okay, here, like this is what needs to be done. Yeah. And it might not be like the perfect, most like whatever, it might not be done in the best way possible, but I know how to get things done. And I also am just like, okay, like I'm here now, this is what I have to do, I can focus in, let's get it done. And holding his arms down, pinning him when he's restless. You know, sometimes you struggle with that too, because you're like, I want him, you know, and I was like, no, he needs to be held right now, he needs to be supported, he needs to feel structure. So I think that's just always been in my personality. Yeah. Is like down and just being able to get dirty and just do it.
Well, I would say like our biggest teamwork moment of parenting came when he got a cold when we were on the road. Yeah. And I went to some pharmacy and used my Google Translate app, and they gave me basically like a baby neti pot. Yeah. Like a syringe that I filled with warm saline solution. Yeah. And we had to hold his head.
I'm pinning him.
And he's like, what the?
So I have his arms pinned with one hand. And then I'm holding his head with my chin, just locking his head in place.
I'm using one hand to like kind of hold his head in place. And then we had to put a syringe filled with salt water.
By the way,
up his nose.
Gnarly. I did not know like babies could hold that much.
It was so satisfying. It was incredible. It was like 20 Kleenexes full of like adult Kleenexes came out of his nose on both sides.
But here's the thing, he fussed while we were doing it, but right after he like looked at us with these wide eyes of like, thank you
guys. Yeah. It was really actually cute and bonding. Yeah. And like
started very traumatic, but ended.
But then the next couple times we had to do it, like over the days, he still like complained a little, but he was like more chill because I think he knew that it doesn't hurt. Was coming. It just is a little bit of a weird sensation, and then he felt better. Yeah. But yeah, that was a good teamwork one.
That was a very good teamwork. Do we have any other recent teamwork?
Airplanes, cars, those are hard.
Oh, could we talk about our new strategy when we pass Bishop off? I think people would really like that. I don't know, where did you get that from?
It's how airplanes work. So like if you're learning to be a pilot, you know, there's always two people, mostly, like especially if you're in a commercial flight, but also when you're in flight school, the person who's like the instructor, and I guess it's the left seat, you know, they'll be flying or maybe doing some difficult part of it, and then they'll say your airplane. Yeah. And then you would respond,
my airplane.
Yeah. And then so it's like very clear to everyone who's in charge of the plane at that moment. And I feel like we heard that on Instagram.
It's from somewhere. But now we do
it with their kids.
We do it with Bishop. So if we're out, I mean, we did it at the airplane, we did it while we were traveling in Italy. if we're like passing him off, it's like your bishop,
my bishop. Yeah.
And then you
you
respond.
the other person has to respond. And then imagine you're at a pool party and people are barbecuing and grilling and adults are having a mimosa and there's a bunch of kids in the pool. Like you have to still be responsible for your own kid.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that one I think is so easy.
So easy.
And we like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else we got?
I don't know. We could talk about how we feed him.
Yeah. I think so. One thing, did we buy all of the stuff from here?
Yeah. It's like
it seemed really
AEIOU, I think.
Yeah. It seemed really premature at the time, I remember. But as we were building our registry, you started adding
it goes by
plates
fast, yeah.
and knives and sippy cups. I was like, okay, like where are we storing all of this? But then it sneaks up on you. And by the time you're 6 months, you're baking things in the house for him. You're making homemade bone broth.
Well, the phases just go by really fast. So like the biaba, which steams and purees the vegetables or like whatever you're making for them in one, we use that every single day, multiple times a day for 4 months.
Yeah.
And it was sitting in a cupboard before, and now it's sitting in a cupboard too. And we should probably like give that to someone.
Or use it for baby number 2.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know. If you're ever trying to like make space, I just feel like that was an incredible product, and we used it all the time. But yeah, now he's in a new phase, and he also is like grabbing stuff, which is really funny. Like today, he like grabbed a banana and started eating it.
I know. It is time is flying.
He's a little human.
The Pura travels have been really good for us too.
The what?
The Pura.
Oh.
Like not only the
P-U-R-A.
P-U-R-A. They have stainless steel for anybody who's like conscious of plastics.
And silicone, yeah.
It's stainless steel and silicone. And not only do they have like sippy cups and strawed cups, but they have the lunch pails.
They're amazing.
With the dividers.
We use that every day. And the cutest thing in the world is a baby drinking out of a straw. I would submit that's the cutest thing in the world.
I learned something new too. So you're supposed to, and I learned this I think from you or even from Anna, our nanny. You're supposed to give them different types of straws and or
from
sippies.
Allie.
From Allie, yeah. So our food nutritionist that we've been working with told us, hey, as much as you can, try to have Bishop drink out of a straw.
Yeah, instead of a sippy cup.
Instead of a sippy cup, because the sippy cup is the same muscles as a bottle.
Yeah.
And with the straw, it's different muscles.
Yeah.
And I don't know, who were we just with that we were just telling how we feed them, and they literally were like, oh, he's going to be talking so soon.
Oh, I don't remember, but I remember that conversation. Yeah, because it's like it develops
their muscles. Yeah. This episode is brought to you by The Honest Company. Daddyhood comes with enough surprises, so when it comes to diapers, wipes, and bath time, we need products that we could really count on. That's why we love Honest. Their new Clean Conscious diapers give up to 100% leak protection with Comfort Dry technology and 5-point leak defense, and they come in those stylish prints that we're obsessed with. Their Clean Conscious wipes, made with a plant-based cloth and 99% water, thick, gentle, and absolutely essential in our house. And when it's bath time, Honest shampoo, body wash, and face and body lotion are safe for Bishop's delicate skin. Honest is designed for families like ours, with conscious formulated products for every age and stage. You could grab Honest at Walmart, Target, Amazon, or honest.com. So I think now that we're preparing for a 1-year-old birthday party, which is insane to even keep saying out loud, we have to obviously tell people no gifts, please, because we already have so much stuff. How, has it surprised you? I feel like we've done a really good job of when things come in, we sit with it and we say, hey, do we really need this? And then now all of a sudden I'm looking and I was like, how does he have this many toys and this many stuffed animals? We are pretty on it when it comes to sitting with if we really need this or not. And then all of a sudden it's how do we have so much stuff?
Yeah, well, we're fortunate that people send you a lot of stuff, and I would say we asked people for his baby shower to gift a book and write something in it, their favorite children's book, and I'm really glad we did that. He has so many great books and we use those. And people give framed photos. I always think those are great gifts if you're looking for someone who they already have all the essentials.
Yeah.
But most people, they're looking to, when they're having a baby, they don't have all the essentials and they need it. And
right.
So there's, the baby shower and friends and family who give stuff. And then there's what was the term we just heard? There's a baby shower for baby number 1, and then for number 2, it's like the baby sprinkle.
Sprinkle.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, because you just
give them like maybe the first child was a girl, and now they're having a boy, and so you want a little bit of different stuff. Yeah. So that's cute. We're about to get another nephew. Yeah, we have.
My brother and his wife are pregnant and expecting their second son.
Yeah. That'll be fun. A little playmate for B.
I know. What's like one way that I think let's like talk about like our experience, and then also just like for other people of like how we can best support one another leading up into the pregnancy, and like at this fun age where you're like getting ready, you're a little anxious, you're a little nervous. Like what was like one thing that I did for you, and then I could share with like one thing that you did for me that like sort of like helped calm the nerves.
I mean, it's easy for me. Like for me, like my mind gets racing a little bit at night, and I've tried all these different strategies to like chill out, and I try not to be on my phone. I try to read, but I was reading books about pregnancy and like what's happening in this week, and I would be like freaking out about something, and you would be like, it's okay. Like it's all good. Like he's fine, she's fine. Like it's all going to be good. So you're just good at like manifesting, trusting, chilling until there's a problem. Why worry?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to be more like that.
Well, I would say this is why we're yin and yang, because the positive of being married and raising a child with you is I know that you have done your research. Not that I haven't completely done my research, but you have like read books, read articles, you've looked into things. So like it gives me more confidence that like, okay, like you take the lead here. You like, this is obviously like your area of expertise. We both have our strong suits of like how we handle things. So it just gives me more confidence.
Well, I think the really nice part about where we are right now, there's a lot that's wrong in our culture and our society, but I think people are understanding, for years there was like everything that's manufactured, and like, like when baby formula first came out, there was this campaign of like, this is better because it's like, we just invented it and it's better than breast milk. And it's like, no, it's not. Now there is some good baby formula, but breast milk is like the most perfect food there is. Or like, just all of these things that I think people thought they needed, all these different like detergents and things. And, we found out that for, when we were kids, No Tears baby shampoo had formaldehyde in it. I think they just took it out. And so there are all of these things that, there are incredible products like the ones we've talked about on this podcast, but like there are also really like old, things that like grandmas and great grandmas made that are like really good. Like our favorite diaper cream is one we got from a pediatrician friend who makes it in his garden. Dr. Max. And it has like calendula flower and castor oil and all this stuff, and it's like the best performing balm we've used.
I think that's like, to your point, yes, there is a lot of things that are still wrong in our world, but the good news of social media and technology and where we're at now is parents, and us included, like have the power to demand better from certain companies. Yeah. And that is one thing I'm proud of. And like with Babylist is they are always looking to do better. Yeah. Like, calling, and I remember, they called to talk about, hey, we were thinking about doing like a recycling style program, like how, like if you're lightly used or if you get gifted something that's a double, we'll take it and we'll help find it,
Well, and they were incredible after the LA fires.
That too.
People who lost everything, they could drive by, like get emotional thinking about it. I mean, people who had a baby and then like, their crib burned down, all their diapers, like everything. Yeah. Not to mention all the memories and all of that, but just like, your baby doesn't, like, even if your house burned down, your baby still needs food and a diaper the next 3 hours. Like,
totally.
So Babylist was really cool to do that.
Yeah. And I think it's just like, that is sort of the pro right now. One of the pros of everybody being connected is the power is in the parents' hands. And I think, you saw that with Kellogg's and some of these bigger brands of moms and people getting together and dads out there, parents and just people who are invested in health of our country. I was saying, no, get this out of here.
We're kind of asking for like the bare minimum.
It really is sort of sad.
Nothing that's like fluorescent and glows in the dark should be in like baby food.
Well, and the standard in other countries should be the standard here. If we claim we're the best, like let's try to make the best products.
Yeah. I hope that's a place where we can find common ground. Everything feels so divided right now, but I do think that there are people who have all different political beliefs who can agree on that.
Yeah.
And baby formula seems like it's about to get its first real update in 50 years to the rules. It's the most regulated thing, and like I think we should be proud of like baby formula is very safe.
Yeah.
Like people aren't getting sick from it, but it's like, is it healthy? It could be better.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's what we're all staying tuned for.
Well, we can only hope and pray that we keep up to the good standards.
Yeah.
So here's what we're going to do. We are going to link our registry in the show notes so you guys can see all of the products that we put on ours for Bishop. And if you guys have any gifts that you're looking to bring to a baby shower to any friends, families who are pregnant, feel free to check it out. But, I know you especially value the Babylist partnership.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites that I've ever done.
Yeah.
I think it was invaluable. Just like having that safety net of experts, of being able to email, text, and say, hey, we got this from you guys. How are we supposed to use this?
Yeah.
Or when does this come into play?
Yeah, most people don't have that connection, and you can find it all online.
Yeah.
Like on YouTube, we looked into how to install the car seat properly. I think we've said this before on the podcast, but if, at least we know in California this is true, but I think in many states, if you go to your highway patrol or state troopers website, that you can make an appointment and they will install your car seat correctly for you. Because something like 40% of children who get injured in a car accident were in a car seat that was either improperly installed or they were put in it incorrectly. So that's just like something that you can do pretty easily.
It's free.
Like literally cut in half your risk of your kid getting in a car. All right, let's play like a rapid fire right to end. Like, what's your favorite like cheap product, medium grade, and like your favorite like luxury or like expensive one?
High, medium, low.
Do you want me to go first? I feel like I have it.
Yeah, you go first. Ready? High.
The high was the Duna.
Okay.
The Duna. I mean, it's because if you're not at home, you can.
Do you remember the price on that?
I think it's about $600.
Okay.
But
we're gonna be playing price.
Instead of having to bring a car seat and a stroller, you just have to bring that. So it's like safe space.
We'll fact check you because this will be prices right as well.
Okay.
Medium. Go.
Probably the Lalo high chair.
Okay.
We tried a couple different high chairs. This one works for him pretty well, and I think it's like medium price.
Okay. And you're low.
Any brand, the catch-all bib. Because when they're eating, it's the cutest thing when we're feeding Bishop. He drops 70-80% of what he's putting in his mouth.
Yeah.
And it goes in his bib. And so he keeps grabbing from his high chair. And then when he's done with that, he just like looks down and he like picks out what he wants out of his bib. And like,
it's a great one.
It's another meal.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know?
Okay. My turn.
Hi.
What is my high level product? I'm going to go with, I love our stroller.
Yeah, the UPPAbaby.
The UPPAbaby Vista. I love our stroller. I think
it's luxe.
It really is. Like just like the features of it being able to extend for taller people when they have it, and like the storage underneath and the way that it folds up. So that was a splurge item.
And it has a bassinet. It has like the baby phase, and then it has like toddler. Like it's expensive, but you can convert it 3 times.
I mean, it's our go-to.
Yeah, and it's our car seat.
That too.
Our car seat goes into that, so that's like golden.
Yeah.
Medium.
I'm gonna go with the Baby Brezza.
Okay.
I think that's a medium product that we still use.
Yeah, if you're giving your kid formula, it's really convenient.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then low.
Cheapo.
I think I'm just gonna go with the Honest lotion.
Yeah.
I think just like putting good products on our baby and making sure he's moisturized and smells good,
especially in the winter.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's our high, medium, low.
And I'll give one more. The Canopy humidifier is really good for the winter.
Oh, very good one.
Yeah, I like that one. And it has these little aromatherapy things that are really cute.
Yeah, you researched that.
Yep. Okay.
All right. Well, every time we're here, the baby list in Beverly Hills is changing, and they're up to something new. And this Honest space is absolutely beautiful and stunning. So if you guys are in the LA area, they have a showroom in Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
And it is the best because you get to.
And let's put in the show notes. I don't know if there are any showrooms elsewhere, like in New York or something.
I don't think there are. So this is the only showroom.
All right, but they have their website. You can find everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Babylist. Thanks, Honest.
Yeah.
Thanks,
That's
Colton.
a wrap. Thanks, Jordan.
All right.
Bye.